done karaoke once and it was a bad scene, so we'll leave that. Good evening. Thank you very much for hosting tonight and allowing us to come in and visit with you. My name is Selena and I'm running for Royal Palm Beach Village Council, seat 3. My story is very different than Mike's coming through here. I grew up in Antigua, the West Indies, so it's a small island in the Caribbean. Have you? Very nice, very small. One of the things that I liked about Royal Palm Beach when we moved here is it was very similar to growing up in the West Indies. Everyone knows everybody. I'd come home at night, my dad already knew what I did, who I was with, doing what I shouldn't be doing, so it's very nice living in Royal Palm, and it's similar to that. When I was 10, I came up to Miami and I lived with my grandparents to go to school. So I went to high school, middle school and high school in Miami. I got my bachelor's degree in marketing from Barry University, a small Catholic school down there. Went into work, and I worked for most of the sports teams in South Florida. So I did an internship with the Florida Panthers. I worked for the NHL. I was actually the 3rd woman ever hired as an off-ice official for the NHL. So that's my big sports claim to fame. I was with the Marlins for 3 years and during their '97 World Series team. Then I worked for the Dolphins for 3 years, and from there my boss called me up to Milwaukee, and he moved up there a year prior. I moved up to Milwaukee and spent 8 years up there in Wisconsin. I worked for the Bradley Center up there, their sports team, it was their venue up there. I went to Clear Channel Radio from there. And then my mom decided to open up a small business down in West Palm Beach, which brought me back down here. I brought my husband. The joke about it is that it wasn't hard to convince a Wisconsinite to move to South Florida. So as we drove across the border, he burned his socks, he put on his flip-flops, and that was the end of it. He doesn't want to go back. We lived in West Palm for 3 years. I actually, after helping my mom open up her business, was the marketing director over at Roger Dean Stadium. So very used to being pulled in different directions. The cool part about the stadium is it's the only one in the country that has 2 major league sports teams that play there for spring training and 2 minor league teams. So there's a game almost every day for 5 months. So you're working almost every day for 5 months straight. From there, I got involved with, at the time, it was the Palms West Chamber, which brought me out to the Western communities. And that's one of the things, is being involved in the community made me fall in love with the area, which is when we bought our first home. We did it out in Royal Palm Beach. So we've been here since 2009. We have a 3-year-old daughter who, most people joke around, you'll see her running around with me wherever I go. And I'd say that I'm raising the next person to run the community. So she's with me out there. I'm running for several reasons. I did run before, and it's a lot of the same reasons why I'm running again. It's more of transparency in the village. There's also, we have our elder population that we really don't have a platform for them to progress to, and also small businesses. So I'm one of the founding members of the Western Business Alliance, and what we do is focus on helping small businesses in the community, local businesses in the community. So actually Hurricane Grill and Wings is one of our members, and that's a big part of helping the community grow. I am the past president of the Royal Palm Beach Rotary Club. So I'm still a member. I've been a member with them. I was on their board for 4 years. And I joke around that I've been a Rotarian prior to birth, actually. My father was one. So anyone who's familiar with Rotary, they know you suck you in as soon as they can. So I've been doing a lot of charity and volunteer work most of my life. And it's one of the things is just serving and giving back to the community. I have a child, like Mike said. I want to make sure that it's a great place for her to grow up and live and raise her family as well. So I don't know if you guys have any questions for me, ideas, thoughts? Yes, ma'am.
How about the completion of State Road 7 up to North?
It's a huge concern, and it's also something that we've been working on. I know they've paved up to a certain point, and now we need to have the completion. I'm not quite sure why there's still such a fight about it, because when you moved into the area up there, they were told in advance that that road was going through. So if I live in Ibis, I knew before I signed my contract, I knew the road was coming through. I can understand why they're putting up a fight, but there's still no need to, and we're still going to continue. As we're expanding in Royal Palm Beach, especially, and further out west, you have a lot more homes that are being built. We don't have an evacuation plan. We don't know how we're going to get out. We're building now 7,000, 8,000 more homes in the next couple of years. They're saying we're going to have to expand Southern Boulevard, yet we're not talking about how we're going to get north if we need to. So that's one thing that I've been working on. I was on the Economic Development Task Force with the Chamber while I was with them as well. So that's also something that we always talk about. Anybody else? Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.